minutes ago in Miami's Robbie Stadium, the reintroduction of Dan Marino returning to the helm of the Dolphin offense, coming off the first significant injury layoff of his career. So it's the opener between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins in Robbie Stadium, where for most of the hour and a half before game time, a steady rain fell on an uncovered field. So we can look for some iffy field conditions. Temperature 91 degrees, humidity 60%, the wind out of the southeast at 16 miles per hour, and we expect more thunderstorms as the day goes on. Here's a look back on tape at the kind of rain which fell here within the past hour and the field condition under that rain. And now the Dolphins prepare to kick off as Marino waits on the sideline. New England will receive, and the Patriots will have the ball to begin on offense as Pete Stoyanovich tees it up 1 inch above the grass, and Corey Kroom and Ray Crittenden wait near the goal line to receive for New England. Jim Lampley along with Todd Christensen, happy to be with you as we get ready to kick it off for the Dolphins and the Patriots on this opening day of the NFL's 75th season. Just filling the seats now in Robbie Stadium. The rain abated within the past 10 minutes. And Stoyanovich's first regular season effort off the new 1-inch tee goes to the 8-yard line. Crittenden takes it and gets it back near the 30. Tackle made by Irving Spikes downfield for the Dolphins, a rookie free agent who has made an impression here. New England offensive line, Doug Skeen, a veteran at right guard, pushes Eugene Chung, #1 draft choice of a couple of years ago, out of a starting job. Backs and receivers focus on tight end Ben Coates, regarded by both coaching staffs now as one of the very best in the league. Third down package brings in new running back Leroy Thompson and Ray Crittenden to replace the running backs who come off for New England. And on first down, second-year quarterback Drew Bledsoe to pull the trigger for the Patriot offense. Throwing on first down, complete to fullback Kevin Turner, and Turner is out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Michael Stewart forcing him out for the Dolphins. Quickly, the Dolphin defense. Larry Webster starts in place of Jeff Cross at left defensive end today. First time in 91 games that Cross has not been able to start. The eye of the storm, Chuck Bulla, starting at middle linebacker in the absence of Dwight Hollier and the recently retired John Offerdahl. And Troy Vincent played just more than a quarter in preseason. He anchors the defensive secondary. And you saw the names of those who come on for the Miami dime defense. Second down, 3 yards to go for a first down for New England. Marion Butts gets his first regular season carry as a Patriot, and the Dolphins stack him up short of a first down. Marco Coleman making the stop from his defensive end position. And just based on what you saw there of Marion Butts and what you can see of the field position, it is going to be a struggle for running backs in that part. Marlin organization, clearly the eternal optimists, keeping the infield here. It is going to be difficult in the course of the game because of the fact, as you mentioned earlier, Jim, I think there are going to be some more rains, and the mudders are going to be key to the success of both teams today. Third down, 4 yards to go after Butts lost a yard on his first regular season carry for New England. Coates was in motion. The give was to Butts. And the Dolphins make the second critical run stop of the series. Tim Bowens, rookie defensive tackle, along with nose guard Chuck Klingbeil, there to make the stop for Don Shula's team. And the Patriots will be forced to punt from the muddy infield area. Rookie punter Pat O'Neill coming on, and this is not the way he would have envisioned his first NFL punt, Todd. Certainly not. He's going to have to show that he has the composure to, despite the treacherous footing, get a ball off. Don't be surprised if his feet come out from under him. Dangerous returner deep from Miami. Second-year man O.J. McDuffie, who was 4th in the AFC in punt returns a year ago. O'Neill gets it off high and short. McDuffie runs up to make the fair catch at the Dolphin 36. So Miami will have good field position to begin the offense outside their 35-yard line. And quickly, a look at the Miami offensive line. Richmond Webb, now the highest paid left tackle in the game, primarily responsible for protecting Dan Marino. Terry Kirby is the man under the gun to give the Dolphins the running offense that they have lacked for years and lacked again in preseason. When Miami goes to 4 wide, McDuffie comes onto the field. Sometimes Kirby will stay in there. Sometimes you will see Keith Byers staying on the field. Marino's first play from scrimmage in a regular season game since October 10 of last year. in and out of the hands of tight end Keith Jackson, number 88.
Keith Jackson is somebody whose work ethic has been questioned. Should have had that ball.
New England front seven. The emphasis here on Marty Moore, Mr. Irrelevant, the last player taken in the draft, number 222. He starts today at inside linebacker. And the new addition in the secondary, cornerback Ricky Reynolds, coming up from Tampa Bay, expected to really help the coverage for the Patriots. When they go into the dime, the extra defensive backs are Rod Smith and Vernon Lewis, backup cornerback. Second down 10 for the Dolphins from the 36. This time Marino's throw into the hands of Ingram, perhaps a little bit behind him, and Mark Ingram was unable to hold on. Here's what Dan Marino had to say to us yesterday about any lingering effects of the torn Achilles tendon.
Yeah, it's kind of to the point now where I just want to get on with playing football and talking about the games. And although, you know, it's part of getting ready for the game and everything, how my ankle is, I'm just tired of talking about it.
You know, Jim, part of the problem with this is that his Achilles tendon is going to be an easy scapegoat for any problems that the offense has this season for the Miami Dolphins. If anything goes wrong, that's going to be the easy excuse to point to.
Marino out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers on the field. Kirby goes downfield from the running back position, and the laser shot from Marino across midfield to number 83, Scott Miller, the 4th wide receiver out of UCLA. Myron Guyton and Corwin Brown there to make the stop for New England.
This is one of those situations where the pass protection was just too good. This is a deep in route, approximately 17 yards. Miller just curls in the zone. That's a situation where the pass rush has to get to Marino, and it did not. And clearly he was able to step up and throw the ball on a dime there. Good throw by Marino, good plan.
First down of the football game belongs to the Dolphins. It's at the New England 48-yard line. Kirby and Myers behind Marino. He gives it to Terry Kirby. And the second-year player out of Virginia has a couple before Mike Pitts makes the stop from defensive end for New England.
Last year, Terry Kirby had 75 catches, second most by a rookie in the history of the National Football League. In fact, I think it was Keith Jackson, the other great rookie pass catcher. But the rushing is really the issue there. 3.3 per carry and 390 yards. Clearly, Super Bowl history has taught us that to get to that distance, you have to have somebody that can carry the ball 20 times a game. And right now, even Don Shula admitted to us that he's not sure that he has that back on his roster.
Second down, 7 at the New England 45. Marino under center, gives to Kirby again. Good hole. And Kirby gets it down near the 40-yard line. Marty Moore, number 58, is the man who makes the stop for New England, and you got to expect the Dolphins are going to try to go right at him.
Accentuating this point, Jim, is the fact that you look over the last 4 years, and clearly the passing game is non-pareil, as everybody's aware of with Dan Marino. But the rushing statistics are the big problem. Interesting point, in 3 of the Super Bowls that the Miami Dolphins were in the 70s, and with David Woodley in '82, in rushing, they were 1, 2, and 3 during those years. And Shula is cognizant of that, hence the reason why this year they're trying to accentuate the rushing game.
Third down 2. Is it a run or a pass for Miami? In years past, the Dolphins might have gone to the air. This time they try Kirby. And on a slow starting play, Kirby is stacked up short of the first down. Tim Goad, number 72, making the stop from his nose guard position for New England.
And isn't that great? There's your classic look of a nose tackle right there. Face in the mud. The vertical jump by Kirby didn't affect him at all. He got right underneath him. Great play by Tim Goad. And as best we can tell from this vantage point, it looks like they're going to go for it.
4th down 1. The ball is at the 39-yard line. It would have been a 56-yard field goal attempt for Stoyanovich had the Dolphins elected to go in that direction. Now they line up, appearing ready to go for it on 4th and 1. Give us to Kirby. Football is loose in the air and is picked off in the air by Myron Guyton of the New England Patriots. Marty Moore, number 58, the last player drafted out of Kentucky, was the man who made the hit in midair that forced Kirby to cough up the football.
And how exciting for Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft. Watch number 58 stick his head right in there and strip the ball from Kirby. Guyton picks it out of midair. Big turnover for the New England Patriots, who are back on their own 40 when we return. One of the great human interest stories this year is Marty Moore, the last pick of the NFL draft. He's going to knife in here, and Kirby once again goes with the vertical jump. The ball is going to pop out, and Myron Guyton is going to come over here and make the catch. What an engaging young man this Marty Moore was, Jim.
Yeah, terrific guy. Great positive attitude. As as we said, Mr. Irrelevant, the honor which is accorded to the last player taken in the draft. On first down, Bledsoe throws to the recently acquired Leroy Thompson, picked up to be a third down back and perhaps to spell Butts at tailback. Gene Atkins knocks him out of bounds, but it's a big gainer for the Patriots into Miami territory at the 40-yard line.
Well, people forget that Leroy Thompson was the man that took the place of Barry Foster last year and led the Pittsburgh Steelers in rushing. So it's not as if he's just a specialist out of the backfield catching the ball. He can run with it after, and you can see right there he delivers the forearm. Good first down gain for the Patriots.
Call it the 39 of Miami. Patriots' first down of the game. Turner in motion. Bledsoe gives it to number 44, Marion Butts, and Butts is again stacked up by the Miami run defense. Chuck Klingbeil moving well laterally from the nose tackle position.
This is a situation where the counter trade just took too long to develop. Take a look, though, at the inside linebacker, Chuck Bulla, the one who a lot of pressure is on him. Take a look at number 54 with the wide eyes, a la Mike Singletary. Pat Harlow gets a pretty good whack on him, but he's able to come in and at the last minute contribute with Klingbeil on the tackle.
Loss of 1 on the play, second down 11. Butts so far unable to get on track for the Patriots. Bledsoe drops back and fires in the flat to number 83, Michael Timpson. And Timpson has first down yardage before he's knocked out of bounds by cornerback J.B. Brown.
Take a look at how quickly Bledsoe gets the ball out to Timpson. Timpson's going to come out of his break, and the ball is right there. Watch number 83. There's the break. There's the ball. He never breaks stride. Then he cuts upfield. Normally, when quarterbacks throw this ball, Jim, this is a 7-8 yard gain tops. But because of Bledsoe knowing the offense better, getting the ball out to Timpson on the run, that's a first down. I think that's one of the key differences between Bledsoe last year and this, his sophomore season.
Timpson was man up in the slot with Troy Vincent, and Vincent looked a little hesitant. On first down now, Butts breaks loose.
Oh, man.
There's a flag down as Marion gets it down to about the 22-yard line.
One of the least fun things is to have to be a safety and to come up and take on Marion Butts. What a lick he put on. Oh, man. People forget that at 6'1", 248 pounds, this is a man that was timed in 4.55 in the 40. And when he gets it going, this is a load.
And here's referee Gordon McCarter.
Face mask, 5-yard penalty, number 37 defense. 5 yards, the penalty's enough for a first down.
I think that was just a matter of J.B. Brown holding on. Take a look at the momentum that Butts is going to have coming into the left hole. Once again, counter trade. Here comes the fullback coming through. Does a nice job sealing. Atkins comes up and he just runs right over the top of Atkins, and Brown catches his face mask and tacks on 5 yards.
So it's first down, 10 to go with the ball at the 16-yard line. Butts gets it down near the 11. Brian Cox makes his first stop of the game from outside linebacker for the Dolphins.
Did you notice how tentative Atkins was there as opposed to the last time? He comes up a little bit slower, and you can see Brian Cox is holding on for dear life. You mentioned earlier a couple of series ago that Butts was having a hard time getting on track. Those 2 runs are going to do a lot for his confidence.
Butts looked on to be the battering ram for Parcells in New England that Otis Anderson was a few years back in New York. On second down 5, it's Butts again, this time off the left side. And he fights his way inside the 10-yard line. Marco Coleman holding up the defensive end position for the Dolphins.
Bill Parcells has been famous in his years with the Giants for going for it on 4th down. I'm just taking a guess here, but they have 3rd and 3. They could conceivably be thinking 4 downs here and say, okay, we're going to go with Marion Butts twice and see if they can stop him twice on 3 yards. That was something, if I was the head coach, I'd be thinking of here, because that could be something that really disillusioned the Dolphins early in the game.
Officials mark the ball at the 10, make it 3rd and 4. Normal set for the Patriots, end around with Timpson carrying the football. And he gets away from 2 men and fights his way down to about the 7-yard line before Gene Atkins makes the stop for the Dolphins.
What a tremendous second effort, and an interesting call by Bill Parcells. Normally a little bit more conservative, but he gets the first down. Brian Cox, Jim, was not fooled on the play. Take a look to the left of your screen. Number 51 is not fooled by the misdirection. He sprints right out. He has his eyes set on Timpson, but can't come up with a tackle. Bulla oversides it, and there's a nice block there by Brisby, who knocks J.B. Brown out of the play, enabling Timpson to get the first down.
So the excellent block by wide receiver Vincent Brisby sets up the chance for Timpson to fall forward for the first down, and it's 1st and goal New England at the 6. Double tight end set now for the Patriots, and there's timeout on the field. Bledsoe will go talk it over with Parcells. We'll be back to Joe Robbie Stadium in a moment.
Hey, you know what?
Jim Lampley along with Todd Christensen. 5:58 to go in the first quarter. 8th play of New England drive coming up. Second possession for the Patriots. So far they've gone 53 yards in 7 plays to set up first and goal at the 6. Marion butts in with the football. Running room on the left side. He hammers Atkins and takes it down to about the 1-yard line. Atkins got help from Chuck Bulla and was finally able to force Butts out.
I tell you something, Gene Atkins, the free agent from New Orleans, got a pretty good chunk of money to come to the Dolphins. And in 3 plays, he has already earned his money, taking on Big Marion Butts and riding him out of bounds just inside the 3. That's the 3rd time he's had to run roughshod on Butts in this series. And I tell you, he's got to be in some pain.
It'll be 2nd down, goal to go. They mark it out at the 2-yard line. Tight set for the Patriots. And Butts again with the football. It down to about the 1-yard line. J.B. Brown coming up from the corner to wrap Butts up and keep him out of the end zone.
One thing I've never understood, Jim, about this is that clearly they've been running effectively with their normal set. Then all of a sudden you go into your goal line set and you decide to run. What does that do? It packs everybody in. It limits the spaces, and all of a sudden a big guy like Butts doesn't have the same amount of room to run in. I'm surprised too that they don't just go with the regular set and go with their standard running game and not allow the Dolphins to pack 8 people in between the hashes.
3rd down. 1 yard out. Still the goal line set. And it's Kevin Turner with the football. And the 3rd-year fullback out of Alabama has it over the goal line. Patriots jump on top.
Well, New England had been a little predictable, going to Butts every time down. Now on 3rd one, they opted to go to the fullback. And the youngster who had a 69-yard touchdown run in the last game of the exhibition season shows his mettle. All you got to do is, here they get a stalemate. They don't push anybody off the ball. Actually, the Dolphins do a pretty good job of holding up, and all they needed was a yard, and the 235-pounder got it for them.
And out of Scott Zolak's hold, Matt Barr adds the point after touchdown for the Patriots. So with 4:44 to go in the first quarter, New England leads 7-0. Patriots went 59 yards in 10 plays to score. This was the key play of the drive on 3rd and 3.
They go with the reverse, and it doesn't surprise anybody. Brian Cox has it, but instead he's able to avoid him. Watch Vince Brisby now come up with a big block on J.B. Brown that enables Timpson to reach forward, get the 1st down. That was the key play of the drive, setting up the touchdown plunge by Turner. Of course,
so we come back live, and O'Neal gets ready to kick it off for New England with McDuffie and Spikes waiting. They kick it to McDuffie's side of the field. And O.J. gets it across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Pretty good kick coverage under the circumstances for the Patriots.
Interesting point here, Jim, is that in the preseason, they had a lot of the kickoffs. Excuse me, go ahead.
Well, let me tell you that at 2:30 Eastern Time next Saturday, we'll be bringing you the beginning of our home schedule for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the 3rd-ranked Irish, at home against 5th-ranked Michigan. As you know, if you follow college football, both teams played yesterday, and both teams got their seasons off to successful starts. Michigan with a 34-26 win, and the Irish, of course, with the big win over Northwestern last night, 4 touchdown passes for freshman quarterback Ron Paulus. Now 1st down 10 for the Dolphins at the 28-yard line, and Kirby on 1st down has a couple across the 30 to about the 31.
You know what, Jim, getting back to Paulus, how many times do you get a situation where somebody actually, I mean, you're somebody who's in the boxing business, how many times does a fight actually live up to the hype? This kid lived up to the hype. Look at the numbers there. 18 for 24, 291 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I mean, everybody was talking about he's going to be the greatest ever, and he hadn't even played a game. First game, he certainly justified all that hyperbole.
And he had to endure an entire year of the hype because of the injury that kept him off the field a year ago. I say freshman. He is, in fact, a redshirt freshman. 2nd down 8 for the Dolphins after the 2-yard gain by Kirby on 1st down. Marino finds Kirby out of the backfield, and the young man who had 75 catches a year ago is to the 35 before he's brought down by Marty Moore and Chris Slade.
I think it's pretty important here that the Dolphins get a 1st down. They don't want to go 3 and out, particularly now that New England had just scored and has a little momentum going.
4 wide receivers on the field for the Dolphins. The dime on for the Patriots. 6 defensive backs. So here comes Byers out of the football game for Miami.
I'm surprised too Keith Jackson is out of the game. He's one of the few tight ends left in the National Football League that stays in on third downs, or did. Now they're going exclusively, it appears, with their full wide package.
Dan Marino out of the shotgun. Need to get the football beyond the 39-yard line to pick up the first down. To Kirby. Plenty of room for the first down and more. Out to about the 45-yard line before Myron Guyton finally caught up to Kirby and knocked him out.
Depending upon what generation you are, that's the Utah pass or the shovel pass. Terry Kirby underneath makes Slade commit to the quarterback, and he pitches underneath. Good job of blocking by the front line. Kirby getting the first down and another reception.
The Utah pass.
Yeah.
That would be Cactus Jack.
There you go. Very good.
46-yard line, first down for the Dolphins. Their second possession of the football game. The Patriots got a touchdown on their second possession. Deep for the first time in the game. It got an open man, and the ball is just overthrown. Ricky Reynolds on the coverage for the Patriots as Mark Ingram was getting downfield for the Dolphins. And let's take a look at Marino's drop, Todd.
Didn't look like there was anything wrong with his feet there. Check out the plant. Watch him bounce on the right foot there. That's how he's always done it. Goes off the toes. Now, certainly here, there's nothing wrong with his arm. That's about 50-55 yards in the air. And that's one of the points that he made to us yesterday. He said, hey, I don't throw with my Achilles.
The numbers on Marino to this point in the game.
Let's also mention the two of those were clearly drops.
2:24 still to go in the first quarter. Marino again, this time the screen. Kirby is blasted in open field by Maurice Hurst. A 6-year corner out of Southern, signed to a contract by the Patriots that they hope will keep him there for a long time, and Parcells loves this player.
Sometimes they guess right. You can see the feet right here. Marino once again get a chance to look and see his plan. Take a look at the feet. They're not fooled at all by the screen. Maurice Hurst saw that coming a mile away, and you can see there a number of the New England defenders saw the exact same thing. Poorly advised play.
With Hurst and Reynolds in the lineup, Bill Parcells feels he has a pair of corners that can compare to any in the Eastern Conference. Marino down the field on third down, and this time he gets the ball to Ingram underneath the coverage. Ingram breaks the tackle and gets it deeper into New England territory at about the 35-yard line. Rod Smith finally making the stop for New England.
Now, Jim, they're going to bring the ball back, and it's going to be interesting where this spot is. It's very close to the first down marker, and I don't think the fans are going to be very happy about it. Once again, great protection by the front line. Marino has plenty of time, and a very deep hook by Ingram. Now, let's see if his knee goes down. Does his knee go down? It looked right there that it was just down on the right hand, but they're going to bring it back. And fortunately for the Dolphins, it is a first down.
It was third down 14, so that spot was critical, but the Dolphins do get enough for the first down, and they move it back to the New England 44. And Marino has to use a timeout as he was unable to get the play fully communicated to his teammates. So with 47 seconds left in the first quarter and the New England Patriots leading 7-0, Marino takes his first walk to the sideline to talk with Don Shula and staff. He'll be back.
Take a look at the end of the play. Mark Ingram goes for the extra yardage. Ron Heller thinks he's helping him by pushing him down, but take a look at the face of Mark Ingram when he gets up. He gets a helmet full of mud. And that's time for substitution. He says, you got to take me out. I got to clean myself off. That was great.
He never got that mud blot on the AstroTurf at Giant Stadium, the artificial turf, I should call it. First and 10 for the Dolphins now at the 44-yard line of New England. It pitches to Kirby. And good tackling by the Patriots as they close the hole after a pickup of about a yard. Marty Moore and Vincent Brown, the two inside linebackers. And in Brown, 59, you got one of the surest tacklers in the league.
Well, it was Marty Moore that finished him off there. You're right. Brown over 150 tackles last season. Voted, interestingly enough, and I believe it was, what was the fitness magazine? The
Muscle and Fitness magazine.
Muscle and Fitness magazine, the best body in the National Football League, number 59 for the Patriots.
Mentioned that to one of his Patriots teammates, and he said, oh, no question, not even a contest. Second down, 7 yards to go. They give Kirby credit for 3 on that play. Marino looking down the right side, open man. In and out of the hands of number 80, Irving Fryar. The former Patriot #1 draft choice, Ricky Reynolds, again on the coverage.
The very reason that they got Ricky Reynolds. Irving Fryar cuts up and he's got him beat here. And this is a terrific throw. Watch the left hand of Ricky Reynolds clearly beat right at the last minute. He gets the shoulder in there. That's an outstanding job of pass defense without being able to look back. He read the eyes of Fryar and put his arm up just at the right time to avoid interference. Ricky Reynolds played some terrific football for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but very few people knew about it. 2 years ago, it's my opinion, Jim, he should have been in the Pro Bowl.
Third down, 7, 4 wide on the field for Miami. 6 defensive backs for New England. Marino out of the shotgun. Last play of the quarter. The heart in the throat of Don Shula as Marino dives inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line for the first down and gets a huge ovation from the crowd.
And don't think that that doesn't motivate the team to see the man who's coming off a major injury willing to dive forward in the mud. The $4.5 million man down by 7, but excited when we come back.